Welcome to Lost Girl Therapy. So I'm having one of those days when my anxiety and my intuition are kind of entangled with one another and I can't quite tell which one is which. So I figured I would walk you guys through what I do when I have a day like this. So today I woke up and I'm essentially buzzing. Like my physical body just has a ton of adrenaline, which is typically my anxious response. Now, with POTS, you can basically wake up like this and have absolutely no logical reason why you would be anxious because your nervous system is just having a moment. And then when that happens to me, sometimes I have a little bit more of a tricky time seeing if the sensations that I'm feeling throughout the day or those kind of like, I don't know, intuitive signals really are my intuition or if they're a heightened hypervigilance as a result of anxiety. So in order to tease those two things out, here's what I do. The first thing that I do is I go outside and I ground. If I can't go outside, I use a grounding mat. Grounding is the art of essentially like taking off your shoes, putting your bare feet in the grass. And on days like today where I can't really feel what is mine and what is like, what's my intuition, what's my anxiety, the number one thing that I will do is I will go outside and put my feet in grass for 5 or 10 minutes. Grounding just kind of allows my body to exhale. It is rooting down into the earth and giving yourself a chance to just kind of be. And it truly is one of those times where I can actually just feel all of the tension kind of release. Now, living in Manhattan, we don't really have a lot of opportunities to just go outside and step in grass. So any opportunity that I do have, I will take. Because the closer you are to the ground, for me, the safer my physical body feels. And it just essentially gives me the space to allow my nerves to calm down naturally. The second thing that I do after I have grounded is I go up to a meditative state within my mind and I repeat one word over and over and over again until my mind blanks out. This is a really intentional act. I do it for 5 to 10 minutes, and it is because I need to essentially take my anxious mind offline to give my physical body time to calm down. If my mind is anxious, my physical body is carrying a lot of tension, there is no way that I can tap into my soul accurately and understand what my intuition is trying to tell me. Because it basically is like a whole sea of sensations that are preventing me from getting to what I'm trying to feel. So the act of taking my mind offline by sitting quietly for 5 or 10 minutes and just repeating one word over and over and over again until my mind goes blank gives me the chance to begin to see where am I holding anxiety in the physical sense versus where am I holding my intuition. So I haven't grounded yet today and I haven't done the meditation, but in previous scenarios, what this looks like is I can tell that I'm holding tension in my neck and my mind is racing after a meditative state. So if I go into meditation and I come out of it and I can feel my thoughts swirling, I can say, okay, I'm really mentally anxious about XYZ topic. So maybe I give my soul a rest today and we don't tap into intuition at this moment until we resolve the anxious sensations. Other times I'll come out of the meditative state and my mental anxiety is completely gone. And that tells me that my physical body just had too much stuff in it and it needed a rest. And in those times, I'm then able to very easily go down to my soul and just check in and say, does this feel right and good? If those two things don't work, I then resort back to the soul, body, mind checklist. So I start with questions, like very simple yes or no questions, like, do I want a cup of coffee? And I move that question from the mind down to the heart chakra, down to the soul. In this instance, I always start with the mind. I do not start with the soul because I want to see how the anxious mind is responding first, and then see if the soul is in contradiction to it. When you start doing that with a few more questions, it's really helpful because you can then see the sensation of where your soul feels different. You're going to be able to tell if your soul is calm and grounded and easygoing, and that will say, okay, that feels like my intuition. Or you're going to say, I'm having a really hard time accessing my soul, and that tells me that my anxiety is way too high to be doing this type of energetic work right now.